Welcome back to my channel, brothers. Just kidding. Okay. Hey, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit different than my other videos because my other videos are more like vlog, follow me around style videos. But today is more of a sit down chat video. So today's video is going to be about 5 things I've learned about braces so far. So first of all, I've only had braces for almost 7 weeks, so almost 2 months. And if you haven't watched my other videos, I am doing my braces journey very fast. I'm getting married in November, so we're literally doing my braces journey in less than 6 months. So everything is fast paced. Usually your typical, I think this is how it goes, your typical ortho journey is like a year to 2 years plus. And we're doing mine in 6 months, which my teeth weren't in super bad shape. But instead of doing my adjustments or my visits every 6 weeks, we're doing them every 3 weeks instead. So 5 things I've learned about getting braces so far is, the first thing, the first 2 weeks are horrible, not gonna lie. But it's only the first 2 weeks. So eating is awful. You really don't know until you get them put on, but I didn't think it would be that hard. I thought, oh, you know, whatever, it's not gonna be that bad. And really, when they initially put them on, they weren't really hurting. They were a little bit sore, but it wasn't like horrible. But then I went to eat even just macaroni and cheese and a yeast roll from O'Charlie's. Trying to bite into a yeast roll was awful. So definitely don't try to bite into anything the first couple days of having your braces put on. But eating sucks. So the first 2 weeks were awful. After that, it got better. Like as of now, it's like better, but the first 2 weeks are awful when it comes to eating. You do get headaches every now and then, just from like tightness in your mouth, and it kind of just hurts your head. And then the last thing really about initially getting your braces put on is, during the first 2 weeks, is you feel like everybody can tell that you have braces, even when your mouth is closed. You feel like everybody can tell and everyone's looking at you, but really they're not. But you feel like they are because you feel like you're constantly doing your lips like this, like trying to cover them, because it's weird. You have huge things on your teeth and it feels very weird. Even like sucking through a straw and stuff, weird. So the first thing I learned about getting braces is that the first 2 weeks suck. The second thing I learned about getting braces so far is that braces don't really hurt nearly as bad as I thought they were going to. And I know that I feel like that kind of contradicts what I just said a minute ago, but the first 2 weeks are going to be bad. Like you have these things on your teeth, pushing and pulling them, and of course it's not comfortable. But like I said, after the first 2 weeks it's fine. But I really haven't had any sores in my mouth at all. And everyone was like, wax is gonna be your best friend. You're gonna be putting wax on every day, I promise. You're gonna have constant sores in your mouth. I have not experienced that at all. I've got one sore one time, and I think it was because I bit my lip. And all I did, I took a little tiny piece of wax and put it right where the sore was on my lip. I put it over that bracket, and after a couple hours the sore went away and I didn't have to wear the wax anymore. Besides that, I haven't worn wax at all. So I feel like people kind of scared me when we were talking about me getting braces. Everyone was like, oh, you're gonna be wearing wax all the time, you better stock up on wax. because it's gonna be uncomfortable. But that hasn't been my experience so far. So if it hasn't been that way the last 2 months, I don't see that it would give me sores in the future. The third thing that I've learned so far is that most of mine are about eating, of course, because I'm a fatty. But the third thing I've learned about eating is that you can't really bite into anything. Even at this point, I don't really bite into anything, and when I try, it sucks. So eating a hamburger, eating a sandwich, really anything that you have to bite into, I cut it up into smaller pieces so I can bite on my back teeth. So I look like a crazy person, but when I'm eating a burger, I'm like shoving it in sideways, because biting into it with my front teeth, no bueno. I don't know if that will get any better. One of my coworkers who had braces said that she cut up her food her whole braces journey. So that's probably what I'll end up doing, because I am 2 months in and it's not any easier. The fourth thing I learned is also about food. Eating, this is something you don't realize until you get braces, is that food literally gets caught everywhere. And I had friends in high school who had braces, and I never noticed them constantly picking food out of their teeth. I never really noticed them doing that. So I guess I just never expected that to be the case. But it is. Every time you eat anything, it's getting stuck all in your braces. So I've definitely noticed that I do eat less because it's a hassle to eat. And I actually have lost weight since getting my braces. I don't snack all day or snack throughout the day because I work at a dentist office. So before, you could run back to the break room, eat a little snack, and go see other patients. But now that I have braces, it's a totally different story. I can't run back there and eat a snack because then I'll have to go to the bathroom and brush my teeth, floss, use the little proxy brushes to clean in between. So I find that I do eat less throughout the day just because it is a pain in the butt to constantly dig food out. So another, I guess, tip would be to always have an extra toothbrush and little proxy brushes everywhere you go, because if you go somewhere and someone's like, oh, do you want a cookie? You feel like, oh, well, not really, because I'm gonna be trying to dig it out with my fingers later. But instead, if you have all that stuff with you, you can be like, sure, I'll eat one, and then you can go to the bathroom and clean out your teeth with, your tools that you brought. They do, let me show you, because I picked some up. They have flossers specifically for braces. The placards, they're called ortho pick. They look like this. They look like normal flossers, but they're thinner than normal flossers so that you can go in between the brackets, which is really nice. So like, instead of it being like super thick on both sides, like how it's thick here, it's thin here. So when you floss in between, it's thin, it can go in between. So these are a lifesaver, because using super floss and using all that other crazy floss or just normal floss, trying to floss it through there is a pain in the butt. So definitely recommend these. You can get them at Walmart. They don't have them at Target. So Walmart's the only place I've been able to find them, and those are a lifesaver. The fifth thing that I learned about getting braces so far is not really about braces, well, kind of, but I got these blue OCCLUSAL, I think they're called OCCLUSAL bites. I like this. They're the little blue things on my teeth. So they put those on there so that when I bite down, I don't knock the bottom brackets off with my top teeth. Well, when he first put them on, they were so tall. If you go back to the original video of me getting them put on, you can see that my mouth barely closes, like how it is now. There's like a huge gap because they were so tall. Well, he put them on both sides, and this side was way too tall compared to that one. Like, this side didn't even touch. And I didn't really know what to expect. I'd never even heard of OCCLUSAL bites until, like, literally I was fixing to leave, and he was like, oh, we got to put these on your teeth because if you don't, you're going to knock off your bracket. And I was like, okay, what is this? They squirt this stuff on my teeth? And I'm like, okay, this is weird. Well, by the end of the first day of having those occlusal things on, the braces weren't even hurting that bad. It was the occlusal bites that were killing me. Not really this side because it wasn't really hitting, but this side, because the only 2 teeth in my whole entire mouth that were touching were 2 teeth on this side. So if you don't know anything about dental, when your bite is off and a tooth is too tall and it constantly hits another tooth, it's gonna eventually hurt really bad. It basically bruises the ligament in the tooth, and so it's gonna hurt. I just wanted to add a better example. So think of it like this: someone constantly punching you in the arm in the same spot all day long. Eventually, you're going to get a bruise in that spot, or your arm is going to be sore. That's the same thing when your bite is off, or when a tooth is too tall hitting another tooth. The ligament will eventually be bruised and cause you some pain. And as soon as you adjust it, it'll be better. Not immediately, it'll be sore for a little while, but it does get better eventually. Well, after about 3 days of having this tall occlusal bite, and this one not even hitting, I work at a dentist's office, luckily. So I told my doctor, I'm like, is this how it's supposed to be? Because I feel like it's wrong. And she was like, yeah, you should probably be able to hit on both sides, because how are you gonna chew anything? And this tooth was killing me so bad, I was ready to extract it. I'm like, please pull this tooth out of my head. It's killing me. So my doctor adjusted them to make them more even, and now they both touch. And my teeth are very close to the bottom bracket, but not close enough to knock it off. And so after she adjusted that, oh my gosh, it's made a world of difference. So if your orthodontist puts these little occlusal bites on there, and one side feels too tall, tell them to adjust it. And if they tell you that it'll be you can grind it down yourself, that's not true. It will not grind down on its own. You're gonna break a tooth in your head. So if they tell you, or if it feels too tall, or one feels taller than the other and it's not really hitting, tell them and make them adjust it, because you're gonna have a crazy toothache on the top tooth where it's hitting. But really, that's basically all I've learned so far. I know I have a couple more months of my journey left in my ortho journey, and I'm sure I have a lot more to learn. They're doing a tie around my 2 front teeth at my next appointment, and I'm also going to be getting rubber bands eventually. I'm not sure when or how that works, but that'll probably be a whole nother video in itself. But so far, those are the main 5 things that I've learned so far about getting braces. I hope that I helped you out in some way. If you're thinking about getting braces, or you have braces and you're experiencing the same thing that I've experienced, then it sucks. But it's all gonna be worth it in the end, having perfect teeth. And I say it sucks, but it's really not that bad. It's not nearly as bad as I expected it to be, just because I was expecting to be in a lot of pain all the time, and I'm really not. The only time I really have any kind of pain is after my adjustments or wire changes or whatever you want to call them. After that, the next day I'm usually a little bit sore because they put new wires in, so I'm a little bit sore. I might have a little bit of a headache, but after that I'm usually pretty good to go. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a like and subscribe if you want to see more content, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.